The next one is Novak Djokovic. So at first, this loss with Alcaraz was the biggest of all time. But then Djokovic loses in the third round to Popyrin. Now Popyrin, no, to me, Popyrin has been in a hotter streak. He won in Canada.
Yeah.
He's been playing pretty well.
He came in with higher confidence
Correct.
than Botic did.
So which one of the two do you think is the biggest upset?
For me, I think the Alcaraz one is the bigger upset. And this is why, perspective-wise. Alcaraz has had a very, very, very good year. Probably one of the best years of his career. Botic didn't exist on most tennis spectators' radar before this match. Then let's talk about Novak Djokovic versus Popyrin. Djokovic has had statistically one of the worst seasons of his career outside of getting a gold medal this year. He has no tournament wins at all, and he has just an Olympic gold medal. Which, for a lot of us fans, we go, he has nothing left to prove on the regular tour. He got his gold medal. We're fine with that. But Popyrin, on the other end, is actually playing some of the best tennis of his life right now. And so, for me, this match is less surprising and less of an upset because the expectations are a little closer aligned with what really happened. Cannot say the same for Alcaraz's match as well.
No, you can't. It's a completely different matchup for sure. But Djokovic also had 13, or was it 14? 13 or 14 double faults in the match.
Yeah.
Which is the most in his career. What do you think of that?
That's huge. You know, on a court and surface that generally rewards someone who gets more first serves into play. This is a tough statistic. So I think that Djokovic not serving well, which is something he kind of prides himself on dramatic improvement in the last 5 years. This is a wow moment for me to see how many double faults he had, and it tells me there's a lot going on. There's something making him play at a lower level. Missing that many times and double faulting that much it just doesn't add up.
No, it doesn't. He normally just spins the serve in at about 79, 80 miles an hour. A decent kick, which the ATP pros haven't been able to really attack.
Yeah.
But he decided to go a little bigger at times, and I was shocked by that. Also, Popyrin is the first person since Leighton Hewitt to beat Djokovic so early in the tournament.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Djokovic to me is just, I really pride myself on, not myself, I really take pride in the fact that the quote-unquote big three are people who don't go out in the early rounds. They just don't. It's mind-blowing. I mean, if I asked you to name the three biggest upsets in ATP history in the last 30 years, they'd probably all be the big three losing before the quarters.
Right.
You know, because that's just the most surprising thing that could happen. I think there's a crazy statistic that includes Murray in it about how many consecutive quarterfinals all of them made when they're all in an event. So yeah, this is very shocking. And obviously, if there was a slammer it was going to happen, the U.S. Open is it.
Right.
But yeah, Djokovic losing to Popyrin is just not something I would have put my money on.
And Popyrin has not advanced past the round ever.
Yeah.
So that's pretty big for him as well. But he is playing really good tennis.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get to what Djokovic said. He congratulated Popyrin. He also said that they were asked, is Popyrin now the favorite in that section of the draw? And Djokovic got annoyed and said, no. I mean, there's still Zverev. There's still a lot of big-time players in this draw. So I think he got annoyed as to say, so because he beats me, now he's the favorite. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Djokovic takes it as almost a slight to his competition and peers as well, to say, do you guys think that I'm so special that when I lose a match, that means that somebody else has surpassed me in level? And I don't think he took it personally, but I think that he just thought this is not a very smart question.
Right.
Yeah,
that's possible.
Yeah, this is just not. This doesn't make sense to ask me if me losing to someone means that all the other dominant players are no longer dominant. You know, and I agree with him. I think that Popyrin got the best of him. I think that Djokovic didn't play his best tennis. I don't think Djokovic played as poorly as we're all saying he did. I think he served poorly. I don't think he played super poor outside of that. He got broken. That's not ideal. But he did keep the matches relatively close.
Yes.
They weren't landslide loss sets. I think they're all by a single break. If I remember correctly, they're 6-4, 6-4. I could look it up. Maybe 6-4 in the last one. Yeah, all of them were 6-4. And he got a set. It's a 4-set match. So, I think that Popyrin is still not a favorite. Popyrin's still not in my top 5 picks to win this event. And I could give you my top picks to win this event, but that's probably a statement for later on another episode.
Yes, he definitely played better than Alcaraz did for sure, and he was able to get footing into the match. That's for sure. But he did seem to me it's as if there was something wrong. It's as if he was tired or maybe not. I don't want to say that he wasn't interested, but there was just something not there that normally he has. So, and this is a concerning statement. He said it was a success just to get to this round right now. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, to me, this speaks a lot to what you just said before that statement, which is maybe there's more than we know going on. A lot of these athletes will not allude to the injuries they're experiencing, the personal issues they're experiencing, the illnesses or ailments, whatever they do have on their plate. And with Djokovic, I think that might be partially what this is. Maybe this was a tournament where he realized, okay, I'm not in a condition or place mentally or physically to win this slam, and he's grateful for what he did do.
Right.
We'll find out in time, I'm sure.
Yes, that's for sure. And then he was asked, how did he feel coming into the event? He said the surface change was a big effect. He also said that he already came gassed into the U.S. Open. And that's unlike him. And he said not only physically, but mentally as well. Wow. He did say that he did not have any injuries, though. So it was just a mental and physical fatigue. And he was trying to get moving and trying to make a push. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, to me, that alludes to me in sounding a lot like burnout of some type, exhaustion, too much high intensity, high stake tennis. We could talk about his last 3 events being the French Open, Wimbledon, and the Olympics, where he made it to quarterfinals of the French, the finals of Wimbledon, the finals, he won the Olympic gold. And these are all dramatically different surfaces.
Right.
To finally getting to the U.S. Open. And yeah, I think that all the needs to acclimate and adjust and adapt in an off year already make this a very difficult situation for Novak Djokovic. And to me, I get it.
Yes. And let's be honest, too. He had his heart on that gold medal. And then once he got it, I don't want to say that he checked out, but that transfer into clay to hard court, that really made a big difference for sure. And then lastly, he was asked if he made any adjustments during the match. He said he tried, but the basics just left. And that especially the basics on the serve were gone. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, this just sounds like he's not in a mental zone. He's not locked in. Maybe he's struggling with concentration or self-centering. And I think that he needs a break. He needs to mentally reset. Maybe he needs a camp in his box to help him find himself faster. Because he has a famous quote that I'm a huge fan of, which is never judge a man by how far he can get from being himself at his best, but how quickly he can find himself and bring it back to his best. And
that's a good one.
He's not doing a great job of finding his highest level of tennis in the moment quickly. And sometimes it just has to do with needing time. I think that we'll see great play from Djokovic again. He looks physically healthy, but I think he needs more time to acclimate, adjust, and find his peak level when he needs it.
And lastly, which is the big one, 0 Grand Slams this year. Mm-hmm. First time the Big Three has not won a slam since 2002. Mm-hmm. Is there 2 questions? Will Djokovic win a slam next year? And is there a new era of tennis now?
Yes, there's a new era of tennis now. Obviously, the original era is Andy Murray, Federer, Roger, Djokovic, right?
You can add Stan, too.
You can add Stan. You can add a few other names. We can add Dominic Thiem. We can add Del Potro. The guys who won slams last decade. All those guys are retired, except for Nadal and Djokovic. So this is by definition, this is the defining year where things shift.
Yeah, I agree.
Literally, and Djokovic is still in contention. I think he can still win a slam next year.
Okay.
I think that he needs to dramatically alter his calendar, his time that he peaks, and maybe figure out by next year at Australia what his plans are with his camp and his coaches, and figure out how he can, and what he really wants from this sport still. Because I think that there's also probably a bit of an internal struggle to say, how bad do I really want this still? I've got everything now. How do I come outside and give everything every time still? Djokovic has got some problems that I don't think any player in tennis history has ever had.
Yeah.
I have nothing left to prove. Why am I here?
Yeah.
So he's got some problems he can't call anyone for advice on. He's got some things he's got to just learn by himself, and hopefully he figures it out.
Yes, deep run in Australia, deep run at Wimbledon. Mm-hmm. So he still has it for sure. And most likely, if he didn't have that injury on the knee at the French Open, he would have had a deep run there as well.
For sure.
So he still has it. He still has the game. He definitely knows how to alter his schedule and what tournaments to play in order to get match ready. So once Alcaraz gets that in, he's going to be there as well.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that's everything.
All right. In that case, I hope you guys were entertained with that topic.
ATP, you are appreciated.
Till next time.